Fox 10 Gulfstream. This is Next Weather.
We thank you for joining us on Next Weather. I'm meteorologist Nicholas Raposo. With rain to the west of us, weakening as it's moving in, our rain chances for spotty rain stay pretty low. But meteorologist Michael White has a glimpse at just how parched the Gulf Coast could get. Michael?
You had been talking about even earlier this evening on the 5 o'clock and 5:30 news that the rain coverage was not going to be very significant the next few days, and it looks like the outlook for 7-day rainfall projections are falling in line with that. Look across the southeast. This is going to be the rainfall totals for the next 7 days. And you can see some impressive totals across North Mississippi, Northwest Alabama, even parts of Louisiana, Texas, projecting about 4 to 5 inches of rain. The Gulf Coast, not much. We're going to be in a little bubble that's going to be blocking a lot of rain opportunities, and upper high is going to be responsible for that. That's also the reason our temperatures, both the highs and the lows, are going to be above average. Could we see some rain move in here tonight? Well, that's a possibility. That's a look at 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow off the HRRR model. There is the possibility of some light rain tracking from west to east, part of that system today that was in Texas moving eastward. What's left of that could move through the area, but that would be very light rain. It wouldn't really bring any significant rainfall totals to the Gulf Coast, maybe 1/100 of an inch. So with temperatures projecting to be so far above average and highs near 90 degrees next week and the air even getting more humid next week, you need to make sure you're smart about your AC system. Okay, I'm very fortunate that I have one of these apps on my phone that controls the air system in my house. And Trane is just the brand I have, but there's numerous others. But what you want to make sure you do, because our power bills are going to start going up, is that you want to be setting your thermostat on a schedule. There's an option for schedules and automations where you can have the temperature be a certain number at a certain time of day when you're not at home, a certain time of day, or whenever you are home, it'll reset to a different temperature without you having to constantly warm it and cool it, because you don't want it to be getting so cold while no one's home that your power bill is just running sky high. You want to be smart with that. It even has a geofences feature, so if your body walks into the house, it automatically triggers the system to cool the house off, and if it detects that you leave the house, it automatically warms the temperature up. So it's really a neat system, but I know a lot of you have things similar to that. It's just an idea and something that we probably need to be thinking about as we head into the summer months, because our temperatures feel like we're already in summer, even though we're not even into the second full week of May yet. We haven't even reached Mother's Day, much less Memorial Day. So we just got to be ready for that hot, brutal summer air that's going to be knocking on our doorstep. And I will be talking more about the temperatures tomorrow on Good Day Gulf Coast. Hope you tune in for that. And of course, Jason, I know you're going to have many more updates on the temperatures, the rain chances tonight at 9 o'clock on Fox 10. I hope you have a good night.
Thank you, Michael. Switching gears now, something meteorologically interesting happened in Oklahoma in the midst of a tornado outbreak that was going on. Take a look at this. This was a tornado that we spotted on radar, and for those of you that are meteorologically inclined, kind of know how to read radar, this is the velocity product. We typically talk about this. It talks about wind. And I will tell you, give you the clue that the radar in this picture here is located over here. So if you look at this, you have something wrong with this tornado picture. So typically we talk about the couplet, the red and the green being really close together. Well, remember, our radar is located on that side of the screen. Green is wind moving towards the radar. Red is wind moving away from the radar. Let's look at what the spin would be here. And that's not right. Typically we see storms, tornadoes, in the northern hemisphere spin this way, but this one was spinning the wrong way. This happened in Oklahoma on Tuesday night, a part of a cluster of severe thunderstorms, supercells, and tornadoes that was going on in southern Oklahoma. Tornadoes in the northern hemisphere will spin cyclonically, call it a cyclone, and it spins this way, as you can see, counterclockwise. Even our hurricanes spin like this, but this one spun as an anticyclone, clockwise, and we were referring to it as a anticyclonic tornado, and I think that confused a few people because it's something that we don't typically see. But yes, that means that the tornado was essentially just spinning the wrong way. And one of the most impressive things about this tornado was the fact that it lasted for so long as an anticyclonic tornado. In fact, this is a tweet from National Weather Service in Norman, 10:15 p.m. on April 30th, that Tuesday night. Tornado threat east of Hollister. This is all in southern Oklahoma there, but Loveland and Grandfield, this is where the general location of the tornado was. Likely anticyclonic tornado. This was an extremely crazy thing to watch in live time on radar, and this was in the midst of the tornado outbreak. So they just said, if you're in a warning tonight, take it seriously. There was so much going on there. And I talked about the rarity of this. Less than 2% of all tornadoes across the U.S. spin clockwise, this anticyclonic tornado. That's a very, very rare thing that we saw. And the shocking thing about it was how strong it was and how long it lasted. So some interesting things happening as we have continued severe weather in Oklahoma and really the nation's midsection, especially in the southern plains. Here's our 7-day outlook. No issues for us here. Saturday, Sunday, we do have a small rain chance here. The rip current risk does go up for this weekend. Then we can see all the way through the end of our 7-day forecast. We do have some warmer temperatures. I'm going to highlight Wednesday for us real quick, just to give you an example of what's coming at us. You can see temperatures that'll be in the 90s. We heard Michael talking about it there. Definitely warm temperatures are on the way. Now we're going to take a look at our 10-day outlook. When's our next significant chance of rain? Well, we really don't see one. In fact, you see the icons here. That's only around the 30% chance of rain, and it's likely that those numbers will change. So understand, either way, for the next 10 days, it's a very summer-like pattern here on the Gulf Coast. We thank you for joining us on Next Weather.